Good morning, Swag, and thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. Now, Centaur's undergone quite a dramatic transformation over the last couple of years. Can you tell us a bit more, please, about where the business was and where it is now?
Yes, of course. Good morning, Fiona, and thank you. So Centaur's been around for about 40 years, and it was a trade magazine publisher. And what it used to do is provide good quality editorial, put it in a printed magazine, fill the blank pages with advertising, and then give the magazine away free to customers. And therefore, the relationship it had with its customers, who were the readers, was a bit third party, because the advertisers were the people actually funding the brand. And over the years, because it was always very innovative, it expanded into events, into business intelligence, and into training. Now, the problem with the business model that Centaur had was the two aspects of it. So print, which has been declining as a media, I think, as everybody will know, over the last 10 to 15 years, and advertising, which has been on a downward slope and very variable as a source of advertising, as a source of revenue over the last 15 years or so. So in 2018, we actually undertook a strategic review of the business, and that resulted in us streamlining the Centaur portfolio to focus on two sectors, the marketing profession and the legal profession. And we sold off our other businesses, which were in travel, financial services, engineering, and a few others. And we simplified the group and took out a lot of costs as a result. And this generated significant cash reserves on our balance sheet, which actually was pretty helpful when the COVID-19 pandemic plunged the economy into recession. So now we are an international provider of business intelligence, training, and specialist consultancy. And what we do is inspire and enable marketing and legal professionals to excel at what they do. We've transformed ourselves in the meantime into a higher quality business. We've improved the reliability of our revenues by having more subscriptions, more premium content, more training, and we have larger contracts with more blue chip customers. Advertising is now less than 5% of our group revenue, and print revenues are negligible. I became CEO of Centaur in September 2019, and shortly after that, I announced a margin acceleration plan, which had clear targets for organic revenue growth and strongly improved margins. At the start of 22, we had a very good start actually. In Q1, our organic sales growth was coming through nicely. We'd made solid strides against this. We'd managed to take out a lot of the cost in 2019, and the benefits of those were coming through in 20, and we were on course to restore double-digit margins. And then we got hit by COVID. And this caused a lot of disruption. In the first lockdown, we had a significant impact on revenues and profits. But we responded quickly and we took clear and decisive action. So what did we do? We accelerated the move of our face-to-face products and made them to be delivered online. This included our digital marketing transformation training and many of our events. Secondly, we enhanced our online products with targeted marketing campaigns, and we also doubled down on our cost management to offset the lost revenue. So throughout the pandemic, Centaur has been resilient. Our revenues have improved in the second half, which gave us momentum as we came into 2021. And this was led by a range of brands that are now well adapted to a virtual world. This has given us confidence to set new targets for the margin acceleration plan, which we call MAP 23. And MAP 23 means we want to raise our EBITDA margins to 23% by 2023. And in the meantime, increase our revenues to at least £45 million. So that's where Centaur was, and that's where Centaur is now, Fiona.
Excellent, thank you. Now, you're talking about this new strategic plan, MAP 23, and your 4 flagship brands within your portfolio. So can you just tell us what those 4 brands are and what it is about them that makes them flagships?
Thanks, Fiona, and I'm glad you asked that question because it's very important for people to understand the flagship 4. So what we did during the pandemic is we actually carried out a review of all our brands, and we looked at them all the way through the value chain, from customer all the way through to product development. And we chose 4 brands that have proved resilient throughout the pandemic, where the customer engagement and usage had improved significantly. And we prioritize those brands for investment and resource allocation going forward. So the growth of MAP 23's strategic objective comes from those 4 brands. What are those 4 flagship brands will probably be your next question. So the first is Consultancy. And Consultancy is our brand where we help customers accelerate their performance in marketing and e-commerce by transforming their digital marketing. And we do this through providing online training, insight, data, and information. And despite COVID, we have generated significant contracts from blue chip clients from all over the world: UK, US, Europe, and Australasia. The second flagship brand is Influencer Intelligence. This is our data intelligence and measurement platform that's used for influencers and talent-led marketing campaigns. It was initially hit quite badly by the pandemic, as its customers were hit in the fashion and beauty sector, but there's been real recovery in the second half. And as you probably know, Fiona, the influencer marketing industry is growing very, very quickly and is already at about $15 billion worldwide. The third flagship product is the Mini MBA. This is our on-demand MBA level course in marketing. It lasts over 13 weeks. It is a mixture of online live lectures with Q&A plus online content. And then at the end of the 13 weeks, you do an exam, and if you pass that exam, you're awarded the Marketing Week Mini MBA. We developed that with Marketing Week and Professor Mark Ritson, who's an internationally renowned strategic marketing professor. The revenue growth from the Mini MBA has been very pleasing, and it has almost doubled between 2019 and 2020. And fourth and finally, The Lawyer. That's the most trusted brand in the UK legal profession, and it's a leading provider of intelligence to the global legal market. It's developed such a strong position through the trust that it has that our 2020 subscription renewal rates were very strong. Most of our renewals took place in Q2, which was at the height of the pandemic, and we achieved 105% renewals. So I'm very pleased with that. And it demonstrates how highly its subscribers value the Lawyer's contents. We also have a wider portfolio of core brands. These are Marketing Week, the Festival of Marketing, Creative Review, and Xeim Labs. And each of these brands plays an important role in creating opportunities, and they demonstrate the depth of our business intelligence and customer understanding. And this really helps support the growth of the flagship 4.
Thank you. Now we've talked through these answers about the pandemic and the impact it's had on the business. How do you feel that you've coped with it, and has it thrown up any particular opportunities?
It's, as I explained earlier, it's had quite a significant impact on Centaur's revenues, mainly driven by our customers. I want to say thank you to our employees, because their resilience, agility, and patience over the last 9 or 10 months has been amazing. They have been superb, and they have been the most important contributor to the fact that we finished 2020 with good momentum. So as our revenues fell, as the clients cut spending, because we had invested in developing our digital capabilities over the last couple of years, we could respond quickly and with agility to demonstrate the strength of our digital offerings. And we continue to service our customers through the first, second, and now third lockdowns. And let me give you some examples, Fiona. The first example is the Festival of Marketing. Even before the pandemic hit, we had become increasingly ambitious about hosting some events online. And the technology platform we developed allowed an early decision to take the Festival of Marketing online. Now, I know you've been to the Festival of Marketing at Tobacco Dock a few times, and it's a very buzzing event, over 2 days, several thousand people there. And we expanded that Festival of Marketing online to a 5-day format with over 80 expert sessions. And some of the expert sessions were really, really interesting. So we had Nile Rodgers, the great musician, talking about creativity. We had Scott Galloway, the professor of strategic marketing in New York, talking about marketing and the advent of digital marketing. And we had over 2,700 delegates at this virtual event, and the positive feedback was immense. We got very high NPS scores. The second example is the Mini MBA and eConsultancy. Both of those run online training courses, which is obviously suited to working from home. They continue to enjoy strong demand, and for the Mini MBA in particular, we actually increased our marketing investment significantly and got a very strong conversion from that, where we nearly doubled the Mini MBA delegates in 2020 from 2019. And the lawyer also benefited from these enhanced digital capabilities. So on the event side, we ran the first major virtual event of Centaur, which was the in-house financial services event, which was run in June of last year. The team were excellent. They worked really hard to develop a comprehensive program over 3.5 days. Over 200 delegates attended, and we had virtual roundtables. We had attendees handpicked and matched with sponsors. We ran full plenary sessions, and we also had live questions and answers, live polls, interactive messaging, and networking, which we ran through something called Chat Roulette. That the NPS score we gained from that was the same as we did from the physical event, which was very high. And also in the lawyer, on the content side, we launched Horizon. So Horizon is a data-rich daily early morning email that we call Trying to Form a Digital Habit, and it looks at long-term trends in the legal sector. And it's had a fantastic uptake from very senior people in a lot of the global law firms, to the point where our total visits onto the website rose by 46% year on year from January to June. And we believe it was fundamental in generating the successful renewal rates we had for the lawyers' corporate subscriptions. As a result of this, the lawyer actually won the Business Information Product of the Year in 2020 at the PPA Awards, which are regarded as the industry version of the Oscars.
Simon, you joined the business in November 2019, so just over a year ago. Previous to that, you were CFO at Business Monitor International. Can you talk to us about the elements of your previous experience that you think are particularly valuable in your new role?
Yes, certainly, Fiona. Before I joined Centaur in late 2019, I spent 10 years as CFO of BMI Research, a leading provider of macroeconomic and financial market analysis. So I bring a good understanding of B2B markets and the dynamics of valuable subscription products. I qualified as a chartered accountant at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and as well as working internationally, I was also previously CFO of an AIM-listed property development company. As a result, I'm commercially focused, have built up some great personal experience, and enjoy the challenges of improving operational processes. All of this will be important in our MAP23 journey.
So what are the key indicators that people should look out for to show that you're on the right trajectory to meet your MAP23 objectives?
Well, first and foremost, we'll be focusing on revenue growth, where we'll be looking on average for double-digit growth in 2021 across Centaur. This revenue growth, coupled with tight control of our costs, will lead to a steady increase in our EBITDA margin from low double digits in 2020 to around 14% in 2021. All of this will be supported by other KPIs, such as renewal rates in our subscription products and delegate numbers for e-learning and at our events.
So we've heard about the past, and we've heard about how you've been coping with the pandemic and how the business is situated at the moment. What are your longer term ambitions for Centaur?
Good question, Fiona. It's all about growth. It's about growth in revenues. It's about growth in margins as we leverage our cost base. And most importantly, it's about growth in shareholder value. MAP 23 sets out some very ambitious but very achievable targets. We want to increase revenues by at least 40% over the next 3 years. And we want to increase our EBITDA margins to 23% by 2023. We firmly believe we can deliver both. And if we do deliver that, both the company and its shareholders will do very, very well. The strength of our flagship 4, our strong balance sheet, and our growing momentum mean we have the strategy and resources we need to achieve these targets.
Good. That's a nice, positive way to wrap up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fiona.